Hi, it's Jared from Strong Roots Farm. Today we're going to go over lettuce. Okay, so harvesting lettuce, how to look for it, when it's ready, when it's baby lettuce, and when it's bolted, all those things, and the several different types of lettuce that we have here on the farm, how to put them in a package or how to cut them. All those things I'm going to go over in this video. Stay tuned.
I'm Jared McGinnis, and this is a story of my family and our farm. About a year ago, we purchased a small rundown farm and began working to transform it into a local, sustainable food source for our community. Please subscribe and come with us on this journey of faith, family, and healthy food. We are Strong Roots Farm.
All right, so first let's go over tools. My tool of choice is a chef's knife. I prefer it. It fits nicely in my hand. It moves nicely. That's what I prefer. My wife, on the other hand, she prefers scissors. So any kitchen scissors or typical scissors that you have will work fine. She likes those a lot better for some reason. I just prefer my chef's knife. If you're going to do this on a large scale, so large farmers markets, grocery stores, restaurants, I do recommend the Quick Greens harvester. I do have one, but I don't actually use it a lot due to the fact that when I harvest salad mixes or spinaches, I typically only make 8 or 10 bags at once, just for the customers that are coming within the next day or two. So I don't like to harvest a lot, throw it into a walk-in cooler. I'm not to that scale. We do a lot of U-pick here, so I'm not using the Quick Greens harvester a lot. If I get into that market, if I have an opportunity, which I'm looking for in the future here, to move to some more restaurants, move to some more high-end, larger volume, I'll just go through and Quick Greens harvest. It'll be very good. I do have a wedding coming up in the fall, so I'm going to do all the salads for a wedding. I will use the Quick Greens harvester for that. I'll harvest it all at one time. So for instance, it'll take me about 40 minutes to harvest a 25-foot bed with my chef's knife, and that's harvesting it and separating it. But with the Quick Greens harvester, it's like 10 minutes. So there's a lot of time savings there, especially if you're in a large scale. So let's go in. I'm going to start off with head lettuces. We have some head lettuces here. I have some romaine in the first aisle, the darker stuff, and then Mura. Yeah, M-U-I-R. It's a heat-tolerant lettuce from Johnny's. That's really good. I like to sell this to people who are like only iceberg lettuce people. If you're a iceberg lettuce, ranch, and cheese is your salad, that's kind of what I like to sell you. That's a good start. So these are baby though. So you can kind of see here, I don't know if you can see how big they are compared to my hand. So they're good salads. I mean, you can cut these baby heads, get $2 or $3 for them at a farmer's market, or $2 or $3 if people are picking whatever it is, but they're baby heads. So this is about the size though that you would typically get at a grocery store, maybe a little larger, maybe another week, and they'll be grocery store size. So this is baby heads though. They will be a little sweeter. They are a little crisper when they're baby heads. They haven't kind of mellowed out a lot yet, but you can still cut them. Okay, let's go in and I'll show you some. So we're in here at the greenhouse, and it looks like some people have come and harvested today, and I didn't see it, but here are some lettuce heads that are ready. So this is romaine. I actually had 2 come out of this one hole, and then I have another one over here. So this really is on the edge of bolting. This is as far as I would let it go. It's big. It's starting to curl up on the ends. It's really thick, really a large head. So these are ready now. All I'm going to do is lean these babies over, take my chef's knife, cut it, and it will end up like a stump, just like this right here. Okay, that's all you got to do. Cut it off. Head lettuce, it doesn't grow back for the typical part. Let's look at some larger ones that have bolted so you can know what I'm talking about. All right, so this lettuce here is bolted. So you can see it's starting to flower at the top. It's come forth. One thing you can tell is it easily snaps off. Okay, so that's a good way to tell if they're bolted. If you're a market gardener, you typically won't have this. Just harvest stuff out, crop it out. Why am I leaving this? I had about 20 heads here that people just didn't pick fast enough. We planned for each one of our members to have 2 heads of lettuce a week. They haven't been coming that much, where they've only been taking 1 head and they've been picking other things. And so we've had some that bolted. I let it go though, so each day what I'm doing is harvesting 1 or 2 of these heads for each chicken tractor, taking it out and feeding the chickens. I don't want it to go to waste. At least the chickens can eat it. They like it. It's healthy. But that's what it is. It's bolted. It's no longer good. You can still eat it. It's still healthy. There's nothing wrong with it. It just tends to get a bitter taste. And so the longer it goes, the more heat it gets in it, heat units it gets in it, it will become bitter. So let that stuff go. and the baby heads, if you're worried about it, the baby heads are safe. Next, we're going to talk about salad mixes and spinaches. Same concept. I'm leaning over the leaves, I'm taking my knife and I'm cutting it, and I'm throwing it into whatever I have. So my U-Pick customers, brown paper bags are better than plastic because they'll kind of stand up for you and you can throw them in there. Some people have gotten smarter, starting bringing a big Tupperware bowl. I use the Rubbermaid bins or something like that. I throw it all in one thing. I take it inside and wash it and spin it, and that's how I'll make my salad mixes for people that I'm selling individually or for ourselves. So the spinach, I'm just going to lean it over, take my chef's knife, cut underneath of it, throw it in a bin. Now, when it gets hot here in Ohio, so this is the last crop of spinach I'll have until the fall. I will get a couple more cuts off of this. It comes back very quick though. It's like 10 days. I really have way too much spinach right now. So we do have people that are picking it and putting it in salad mixes, and we have people that are picking it and cooking it. This is space spinach, is the variety of it. But I like it. It's a good product. It lasts really good. But when the heat hits here in Ohio, without a shade cloth over it, you kind of tend to get some weeds. So as I throw it into my bin, every now and then I'm checking for a light leaf that's underneath, or I'm checking for a grass clipping or something like that. Usually for me, that'll come out in my spinner or when I'm sorting it. So, but that's the spinach. Let's go to salad mix. So you can see here, this is our salad mix. It has multiple varieties in it. So salad mix, typically, you can buy a gourmet salad mix, which is one thing that I buy. The muslin mixes are good. I add into it arugula. I use Rocket is the variety I use. I add in tatsoi. One thing that I've done differently than Curtis Stone is I went ahead and put my baby beet mix in, so the baby Wonder tall tops. And what I did with that was I put a row down the center and a row on the outsides, and then I put my salad mix between it. I really like those leaves, but I just don't have enough production to justify a whole bed of that baby beet mix, and people wouldn't know what it was and they wouldn't cut it and throw it in with the salad mix. So I just mix it in. When they cut it, gets in there nice, they get to try it. And everybody really likes it. It's just something different that people don't typically see in their salad mix. So that's a salad mix. How do you know if this stuff is bolted? The spinach will get too big and start to wilt on the ends or get dried out. The salad mix here though will start to flower up and bud. This happens more predominantly in the heat. So if you're in the summertime, you might get 2 cuts in Ohio. But in the winter or in the early spring and late fall, you can get 3-4 cuts off of a salad mix because it grows back slowly. So I cut probably 8 days ago on that end, all the way down to the ground. It's already grown back, ready to cut again. I harvested a bunch out of here. So what I'll do is the next few nights, I'll go through here and hand pick stuff that's really good for a salad mix. I've had 30 pounds tonight that I harvested. And then what I'll do is I'll come in and I'll cut it all down to the ground, and hopefully it'll come back one more time and I'll get one more cut off of this bed for my 3rd cut. So it's still early in the summer. In the midsummer, August, end of July and August, into September, I'm only gonna get 2 cuts in Ohio. That's salad mix. So some other things I add to my salad mix is red Russian kale. I'll show you that. It's one of my favorite new crops. This is the 2nd year I've grown it. It goes really good in salad mix. It cuts super easy. So it kind of has a thicker stem, and it bends over really nice with the chef's knife. With a quick greens harvester, it goes through really nice. It makes this nice leaf that goes in the salad mix. It's got a greener, heartier taste, kind of like kale does, but your bunching kale, it's not as potent as that. So it goes really good in the salad mix. I add it in all my salad mixes that we make. It's a really healthy product. It grows really well here in Ohio. As long as you have good water to it. So we have a 4-line drip line on it. I really like this product, and it's cut the same way as a salad. I'm going to talk about is Salanova. So Salanova is a Johnny's exclusive. You can only get it from Johnny's Select Seeds. It's a specialty market garden lettuce. And so what happens is the USDA has limited me to 1 cut, which means I can only take my knife and cut the leaf 1 time and put it into my salad mixes. If I go more than that, I'm considered a processor. So if I was to take a head of romaine and I wanted to make a salad mix out of it, and I cut the stem and then I chopped it up, that would be illegal or wrong. So I'm not allowed to put romaine in my salad mixes without a processing license. Johnny has this Salanova though. It's a specialty lettuce. You only get it from them, and there's 4 or 5 different varieties of it, and I'll go through that. So what happens is, though, all of the lettuce leaves are connected to the stem at the bottom. So as you slice through it about 1.5 inches, 2 inches off the ground, and you let go, it all falls into a salad mix. So it's a head lettuce that falls into a salad mix. This here is the green crisp. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lean it over, take my knife, and I'm going to cut about 1.5 inches from the ground. Slice through it, and I'm holding on to it. I drop it right into my bin. It goes into a salad mix. There's 3 types that I use that I really like. I did buy a Foundations package from them, which has all 4 or 5 in it. So the green crisp I like. Let's go down here. I'm sorry if I make you dizzy. There's a red crisp here, which is this right here. I like this. And then there's a green butter, which I think I harvested it all tonight. So it's right here. And it has this kind of a rounder leaf. So you cut through it, it all falls nicely in the salad mix. It's really pretty. If you are a market gardener and you're not growing Salanova, you are screwing up, okay? Just flat out, you've messed up, you haven't done your research. This stuff is amazing. It grows great in fabric, it comes up well, it's got a 97, 98% germination rate. You can plant it, it's good heat tolerant, it's good in greenhouses. You can pick the colors, you can mix the colors in the same row. It holds water well. This stuff is amazing, okay? So this is the best lettuce I grow, and if you mix it all together and put it into a row, as you go through and cut heads, it's naturally mixing into a salad mix for you. This stuff will cut and come again 3 times. So the production level on this stuff is super high. But Salanova is an amazing source of lettuce, and it tastes great. So my family likes it, my kids like it. If you're an iceberg lettuce only kind of person, the green crisp is still okay. Most people say, oh, it looks weird, but then they put their dressings on it and they don't notice. They like it. It's a step above in the gourmet side, but it's still a great lettuce. The main thing is, though, if you're going U-pick, you kind of have to teach people about the Salanova. Don't cut it real low, and don't pull it out of the ground. If you do that, it won't come back, and you want this stuff to come back to get your production high. So what problems do I have with lettuce? If you want to grow lettuce, and that's the main purpose for our videos, not just about supporting our farm, but teaching. So if you want to grow lettuce at home, what do I recommend? Well, first you have to say, how much do you like lettuce? So how much do you eat lettuce? How much, what types of lettuce are you eating now? And then look at those things. What time of year is it? So usually stuff that is heat tolerant has that Batavia named added to it on the seed company from the variety. So kind of check for that, know that. Lettuce can be grown in pots. It can be grown on in apartments, on your balconies. It can be grown anywhere. So it really is a great product. It can be grown hydroponically, aquaponically, all those things. Lettuce does really well with anything. It's not a huge feeder, so you don't have to have great land, you don't have to have fertilizer, you don't have to have any of that stuff. A little bit of potting soil if you're growing off your apartment, a little bit of compost if you're growing in the ground at your house. That's all you really need. So water, if you're intensive as we are, which every 3 inches we have a head of lettuce, so if you're that intensive, you need a lot of water. Drip irrigation's good. Pests, I haven't had a whole lot of pests other than my chickens. Okay, so we have the electric fence up to keep my chickens away. I don't have a whole lot of pests though. If you get some aphids, if you're in a greenhouse or you have some aphid pressure around, neem oil works fine. It's an organic product. Mix it with your water and spray that on there. Other than that, it's mainly about giving it enough sun, not too much heat. Okay, so greenhouse lettuces are good in the early spring and winter and late fall. But during the summer, lettuces grow fine outside. Other than that, it's just mainly get them up big, transplant them in, give yourself some time and give yourself lots of water. Other than that, lettuce is pretty easy. It's definitely one of the easiest things that I've come to be good at very quickly. So without a lot of teaching, I'd never grown lettuce before we started this farm, but it was very easy. I hope this helps and answers all your questions or most of your questions about lettuce. If you have more, please put them in the comment section and I'll get to them. Thanks for watching and please subscribe. Thanks for following us and all your guys' support.